This 2-story tall, long-neck animal is a sample piece of nature. If I didn't know they existed, I would rather say, unicorns are real, and they are fake. Believe me, even you would think it's an alien. And when it comes to mating, they are even weirder. When it's time, the male moves around in search of a female. There she is. Now he nudges her several times. It triggers the urination in female. Then the male bends his neck like a snake and keeps his head below that waterfall. He then sniffs the pheromones in that urine and finds out if the female is ready or not. He performs all of this circus because his neck is short. Yup, I'm not joking. In fact, you can say they are short-necked animals. It's actually easier to do this than this. So much for the longest neck. When he finds out she is fertile, he follows her. The following can last up to several days until she gets into heat. If another male tries to get near her, there will be a fight. They strike each other with that long neck. In some cases, the loser's neck may break, and the winner follows the female. When the female wants it, she stays in a place and gets close to the male. The male won't miss the chance and mounts her. This makes him even taller, like a tree, and he sometimes might even fall back. And it's done in just a few seconds. All that testing, fighting, neck breaking, and falling, just for that few seconds. He might do it again, but the process is again finished in a few seconds. Even these small guys could do it for 14 hours straight. So much for the tallest animal. Aside from that, research shows that a high percentage of male giraffes are actually gay. Some say 90%, some say 94%. But I say, that much effort is not worth for just a few seconds. And after around 15 months, a new longneck falls from the sky, and the cycle continues. This is not a stick, and it is the longest insect on the planet. Not this one. This is a male. The females are the ones that take the trophy here. They can reach almost 2 feet in length. The males are just small twigs compared to this big branch. But that's not the weird part about this animal. The actual weird part is their mating process. Most of the species of stick insects give birth without mating, and all the newborn are females, just like these lizards, if you remember them from the last episode. But some of them need to mate to give birth. Among them is this Necrocea species. When it's time for mating, the male smells the pheromones released by a female and tracks her. Then it climbs on the back and keeps himself stable. Now the mounting occurs, and the process lasts for around half an hour to completely transfer the sperm. I know this guy is crying when he heard 30 minutes, but it's just the trailer. Yup, though the mating process is complete, the male won't leave that female. He keeps hugging her until he is sure no other males will come for her. He has donated a lot of his shares, and he wants to guard his investment. Some attach for a few days, some few weeks, but one record shows a male attached to its female for 79 days. That's almost 3 months. Don't be jealous, buddy. Close your mouth. Then the female lays eggs and secures them, some under the soil, some in cracks, some in leaves, and many other places. And this guy is still hanging with her. The life of adult females is around 5 months, and this guy hugged her for half her life. And after she feels bored? Yeah, that. It was fun while it lasted, I guess. This is a fly-like bug, but the only difference is, it doesn't usually fly. No, not this. This is a bee. I mean this. Look here. Yup, this head belongs to a small fly-like insect called stylops, or twisted wing fly. It lives inside the bees, or wasp, and takes the nutrients from them. You can say these are parasite insects that fully depend on their host to survive. If you take them out of their host, they die within some time. Now the question is, how do they mate? As soon as the male matures, he crawls out of the host and searches for a female. He can smell female pheromones from a long distance and can reach her even with the eyes closed. He pinpoints the female and lands on the bee's body. Since she is completely buried, only her head is visible from outside. She can't get out of there, even for mating. The male has no other options but to adjust with the situation. So he directly penetrates the throat area and releases all his seed. After that, he dies of hunger. Yup, they don't know what food is and die shortly after leaving the host. And for females, there is a hole and pathway in the neck area that leads directly to the ovary. After some time, the fertilization happens, and the eggs start hatching into larvae. They start coming out of that throat hole, one by one. One mating can create thousands of such larvae. Then those larvae wait for another host to arrive. When the bees or wasp come there to drink the nectar, they jump and stick to them. They crawl inside the body, fuse with them, and start a parasite life. And the cycle continues. This is a parrotfish. It's called parrotfish because of this. Yeah, these shovels make them look like a parrot, kinda. And I'm not saying shovels just for fun. They are actually shovels. They spend 90% of their day just shoveling and scraping the coral area for food. They eat algae as the main source of food, but they engulf anything that comes in that shovel, like algae, living corals, or some pieces of dead corals. Since the corals are calcium carbonate, they are not digestible. So these fish parrots grind them and poop them as white sand. Around 75 to 80% of all white sand beaches like the Gulf of Mexico, Hawaii, Maldives, and Malaysia are made from parrotfish poop. The best holiday destinations are just full of shit, I guess. But you all know it's not the weirdest part of this animal. Yup, the weirdest part is the mating. Parrotfish first make their territory by competing with rival males. They puff their body to look bigger and scare away the rival male. If that doesn't work, they bite them. But the most iconic act is headbutting the opponent. Now the ownership is settled, and the females join him in his territory. The territory can be as big as 2 tennis courts. The group has only one male and more than a dozen females. If the territory is bigger, the number of females in harem are also more. Now, the male has just 2 jobs. First, constantly guard the area from other males, and second, fertilize the eggs. The females release the eggs in open water, and the male's job is to spray the sperm over them. Then the water current will drift those eggs away. Yup, and they don't even care. They just do it again and again. What does that even mean? Fighting with other males, biting, headbutting, and making 2 tennis court-sized territory. And for what? What's the use of that big space when he can't fit his kids on that? I didn't even understand why he was guarding that area in the first place. Almost 99% of the eggs die before turning adult. And surviving 1% start searching for a new male. But if the alpha male dies or suddenly disappears, it triggers the hormonal imbalance in the most active female, and she starts changing to male. It's like the clownfish, but opposite. It takes around 2 to 3 years to completely change from female to male, and now she is the super male. I mean, he is the leader of that group. And yeah, they can say it too. I was born female, but my gender is male now. This is not a dragonfly. Yup, it's a damselfly. They look kinda similar, and even their mating is similar too. The difference is, dragonfly, being a dragon, is kinda fat, and damselfly, being a damsel, is slim. Hehe. The male damselflies make territory by the side of lakes or ponds, and will defend it from any other males. When any female passes by, he shows her how majestic he is by spreading wings and flying around. Then he clasps her neck. There is a claw-like organ at the tip of male's abdomen that is meant to lock in female's neck area. But if the female is not interested, she either doesn't care, or she plays dead, and the male is forced to drop her. A male can't force her in any way if she is not interested, and you will know why, just in a while. But if she is interested, she will stay in position and lets the male clasp her neck. This is called tandem linkage. They can even fly together in this state. The male produces the sperm in the 9th segment, right here, but it needs to be transferred to the 2nd segment, where his genitalia lies. You can think of this abdomen part as the sperm production area, and this as the distributor. Then the male releases it carefully and bends his body like this, and holds it. And in the case of a female, her genitalia is situated between the 8th and 9th segment, right here. After the female knows the delivery is ready, she bends her body and attaches her genitalia to male's 2nd segment to start the process. Now you can see the lovemaking has started and the heart has been formed. People call it a wheel, though. But the process is not that simple. Male wants to make sure that he is the only father. There is a high chance that the female was with some other male before him, so he inserts his genitalia and starts cleaning the area. It's shaped like a spoon to scoop out any leftovers from previous male. And, after being sure it's empty, he starts releasing his seeds inside that pouch. The process can take around 20 minutes to complete, and both fly near water. Most of the males won't trust the female, so they don't leave the neck until she lays the eggs. She dips her abdomen inside water where there is abundant plant tissues and food for eggs to grow. The male then leaves that female. She leaves the place, and the male waits for another one. I have found that a lot of mating videos on YouTube are misleading. Creators post anything that seems entertaining without checking if it's true or not. So, I suggest all of you to be skeptical. I don't want you to get the fake information just for the sake of entertainment. And as always, I love you guys.